But this is our landing page, ordli.co.uk. You will find this on the internet now. It's live, we've got active users, it's there. There's a little video, but you're going to get a live demo from me now. There's a video of me there. We call out some of the issues around financial transparency, keeping other people informed and staying on top of things, keeping things legal. And then your registration emails at the bottom here. Free 30-day trial. If you go on and have a play and start using it, we do not take your bank details. I am an attorney for Uncle Eric. Now, what we have at the bottom here, well, as I say, I'll come on to these three at the top in a minute. Uncle Eric, whilst he doesn't exist, these bank accounts over here do exist. So the Monzo account and those three Halifax accounts, they do exist because they're all mine. So you're going to see my Monzo in a minute, which I call my coffee account because you'll probably see how much I spend on coffee. But what we've done here is we've got 4 bank accounts that I have mimicked here for the purpose of this demonstration are Uncle Eric's accounts. If I was adding another account, or if I came in here for the first time and there was nothing there, you click on add, you would start typing your bank in here, HSBC, and if I that it just says, do you agree to connect that bank, confirm and connect a bank. That will then take me to a HSBC page, and there's a whole list, as you saw there, of other banks using open banking. This does not log you into your bank account, okay? What this does, it just pairs Ordli with the transactions from that account. So what will happen from here, you put your login details there. I'm not going to do it now because it will get an absolute data dump of new data, but what that will do will then link, and once that's done, it will go back to our platform here, and that bank account will be added here. Now, when it came through, let's look at this one, it will just come through with those last 4 digits. So my Monzo account has got the last digits of 8564. That's not us masking it. We never take any more details. We do not ask for sort codes. We do not receive sort code. We do not receive the full account number. It's a description. It's a current account. It's account type. And we get those last 4 digits. I could nickname it because going forward, it might help me if I called this the care costs account, for example. I could save those changes and I will refresh that. But that will change that name from the coffee account to that refresh page there. Recent spending. So that one there is the last 30 days spending bucketed into different heads of spending. I'll give you some more details on that in a minute, but those are the heads of spending that the Office of Public Guardian would want to see if they sent you one of those letters saying, what are you spending money on? In the middle, we've got 3 sections here, here showing just last 3 months income and expenditure on those accounts. But what we're doing with those 4 bank accounts, because you want to monitor everything in one place, transactions up here, we have got monitoring. I was in France at the weekend, monitoring those accounts and all the transactions from this account. I'm going to put it back to May because there's a lot more data there. Well, let's do April, doesn't really matter. But a lot more data here. If you look through here, you've got all 4 of those accounts merged into one place. So I know for a fact that 28th of April, investment income, interest gross, that was come from one of my Halifax savings accounts. But I also know that my Costa Coffee eating out down here and the Smith Street Deli around the corner here in Dartmouth was definitely on my Monzo account. But what we've got everything being collected in one place. So once those are connected, you can see the ins and outs in a single place. So these little bits here, these corally pinky coloured tags, if I can call them that, categories, that's our software organising, it's actually using AI, categorising those transactions. So it knew, I've not changed it, it knew the Costa Coffee was me eating out. It didn't know that McDonald's wasn't me eating out, but it was my kids, but ultimately McDonald's was eating out. But what it does say here, for example, one of the foods come with other, because it's not picked up really what that was. I put a note in the other day, but I could actually change that if I wanted to say, in fact, that was transport. I could also say this one was holiday. What holiday here? So I'm sure it's something like that. Travel and holiday. There we go. I can put it in there like that. I could also add a note and say kids lunch, like I said there, and I'll close that. Now what that does is I'm being a little bit light-hearted with kids' lunch and everything else. But if you are, for example, managing your aunt or uncle's affairs or whoever it is, and you think, I'm sure I paid the gardener months ago, or I'm sure there's something with the dentist, this is all searchable. So you're making a quick note when you're using it. I haven't paid the dentist at all, but I know what I have done. I've bought coffee. So that's all searchable. So what that will do is search against this, and you'll see if I scroll down, this is going all the way back to how long I've been using this for, since the 28th of November last year. So that's picked up on coffee against the name of the merchant ID, but it's also picked up here, for example, Shuzu. Now Shuzu is a shop that's opposite my office in Torquay that sells children's shoes. It also sells very good coffee. So if I go over there sometimes and it comes through, my AI sees that and sees that as personal care. Over time, it's going to keep learning, and we realise I keep buying coffee from the Shuzu. But at the moment, it'll say, so I would have changed that to eating out. But this is just keeping those records of everything there. We've also got on the transaction view alerts. So you can set an alert that will come to your mobile phone at a level. I've got it set at £50. If any high value transactions come out, any of those linked bank accounts over, you could change to 250, 50, whatever you suit. So we've got a minimum of 50 on it. You get a text to your phone. We're not a bank. We can't reverse the transaction, but what we can do is give you an early warning, because what you do get with that early warning system there is if you start seeing patterns, for example. Now, there was some statistics. There's a lot of attorneys working remotely who are managing mum and dad's affairs, but they're living in Yorkshire and mum and dad are in Dartmouth. They might even be in Canada, Australia. If the cleaner's going around every Thursday and £150 being withdrawn every Thursday when the cleaner goes around, it may be pretty innocent reasons, but you might want to know about it. And you'll see those patterns. Equally, if Uncle Eric goes to William Hill every Friday, you probably want to know about it. But this alert comes to your phone and it starts seeing patterns and helps you if you're genuinely concerned about frauds and scams, you've got a bit of an early warning system there that's coming through. You're not having to go through and check the account every day. It's just going to text you. And you can turn it off. If you don't want them, you can turn it off. So that then is feeding into this recent spending here and the expenses, because what we've got over the right-hand side here is create a report. It's a short month at the moment. If I go back to last month and download, that is a report. You won't be able to read it in here, but that says statement date 1st of May 2025 to 31st of May 2025. So that's those 4 bank accounts all bucketed into either automatically because our tech has identified what the spending is, or you've adjusted some of it because you're buying coffee from a shoe shop. But these headings, money paid in and money paid out, are all of the headings that are on the deputy's report form. So these are the headings that the Office of Public Guardian will ask you for if they're making inquiries. Money spent on care fees, travel, professional fees, household bills, personal allowance. We've also got, I think there's gifts and inheritance received up there as well. And also on a single page, a snapshot of the balances of the accounts on the right-hand side. And you see it's renamed it there as care costs account as well. So that's downloadable, printable, shareable, emailable. It's a PDF. And what we do with that, you can also add documents. When I was showing you, in fact, to quickly go back, when you are in the transactions view, when you are making a note here, you can also attach a file. In both here and the notes section, if you're using your tablet or mobile phone, that can fire your camera or your camera roll as well. You can upload a photo of a receipt. But also you could upload a photo of anything. So for the example here, this was an example of an NHS prescription being added. In fact, we've got 2 prescriptions on here on this one document here, one there, and this one here. Once again, printable, downloadable. This came about as an example because one of our first attorneys using the platform, his mum went to a care home between Christmas and New Year, Saturday afternoon, 4:30, something like that. Turns up with the pills in the pot that said Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Care home says we need to see the prescription before we can give those to mum. He leaves his wife with her mother-in-law unpacking her personal effects. He has to drive 25 minutes, it's up in Bristol, 25 minutes back the other way, go and rummage around for prescriptions and pill boxes and everything else. It could have been in his pocket. And this is an example of that. NHS, if anyone works in NHS, is getting better at this. But I wouldn't venture at 4:30 on a Saturday between Christmas and New Year. You're going to struggle to get a chemist or a doctor to get the information. We've got a reminders page as well. So reminders are, it's not very clear on the screen again, but these are, it's not intended to be a diary, it's intended to be reminders. So you can add a reminder, like in here, I've got a chiropodist. I always do something too long. Chiropodist, first appointment. And why this is a reminder, we can say, well, that's going to come up on the 5th of June, but I want a reminder the day before by text message during my coffee break at work. And you can save that there. And you can see that has just gone in there for the 5th. You can see chiropodist has gone in there. And it's also filed itself on the right-hand side there as things that are coming up. Just got a single view, which if I had stuff booked in for July and August, they'll be there as well. So things are coming up soon. Those are all editable, deletable. You can add notes to them there again. There we've got the help and guidance section. So this is a series of, some of them, it's all searchable. So for example, if I searched house, there's 3 videos on there. There's one there that I've given, what's that? They're all about 1 minute 45, 1 minute 30, answering common questions like, is the government going to take the donor's house? Can I sell the donor's house? Can I buy the donor's house? And they are effectively just a bit of Q&A from me. Back to the dashboard here, having built this out and being a lawyer and caring about what people do, this is locked down. You've seen the multi-factor on my phone getting people in. This is encrypted at source, it's encrypted at rest, it's encrypted in transit. Data protection policies, we have penetration testing every year, so we pay ethical hackers to hack our platform to see if they can break in, not just break in, to see if even if we give them an account, can they cross over to someone else's account, can they get admin? We do all that, usually very, very limited, little bit of remedial work that we're tidying up, no breaches. So there's me having locked it all down, data privacy, cyber security in place, FCA registration, and all of my first users in testing said, can I have extra logins for my brother, for my sister, for my mum, for my dad? So there's me locking it down, and everyone wants transparency. So what we built out the support huddle. We call it the support huddle. So you can invite someone. So there's me managing Uncle Eric. You can invite someone, they get a secure email sent through to them where they can create their own account. When I first came in here, I showed you that I've got 2 accounts running. If I invited, say, my sister to view what I'm doing with Uncle Eric's affairs, he wouldn't be able to see the other accounts I've got open because he's only in this area here, in this space. Now, we've got on here, for example, just for an example, that Frances is here. She's one of my developers. Frances is here, and she is a live viewer on this account. Everything I've just shown you for Uncle Eric, Frances can see. She can come in, she can view it. She cannot interact with any of it. So she can't add a note. She can't set a reminder. She can't add documents. She can't, but she goes in to see. And for that purpose, she is there to prevent those questions. What are you doing with Uncle Eric's money? They can just go and have a look. If I'm sick of Frances looking, I can remove her. There's a remove button there. I can re-invite her. But what that does, we believe that transparency, having listened to our first test users, builds trust. And that trust, we hope, builds apathy, and hopefully, in the majority of cases, will reduce the risk of conflict between families around this stage of life. The other thing it does, it allows me to go on holiday. Because if I want to go away and I'm worried about Uncle Eric being rushed into hospital or taken into care, I'm probably going around to my sister's house, dumping a pile of paperwork, or she's travelling down from Manchester, where my sister actually is, travelling down from Manchester. And I've said, if mum goes in the hospital, you'll find her prescriptions here. It's piles of paper. She's got it on here. She doesn't need to worry about that. She's got access to care plans. She's got access to whatever I put here. It might be the social services number. It might be the gardener's phone number. It might be the photo of the defective chimney that the builder's coming around to. Whatever is relevant to what you're doing for Uncle Eric. So she could come in there and have it at hand as well. The other thing we can do with this is there's nothing stopping you inviting a financial advisor or a solicitor to come in and review it for you. When they come in, when you instruct the financial advisor, they typically want 12 months bank statements or 6 months at the very least to show spending. They're going to want proof of pay, proof of income and outgoings. It's all here. It's downloadable. They can have a look at it here. And when they've finished doing their review, you can just say thank you and remove them again. On the payment side, Office of Public Guardian has confirmed to me this is a donor's expense. So if you're managing on cleric, this is a cost on the cleric because it's in his best interest to have his finances properly monitored and managed.
If you're the account holder, does the person visiting have to have an account with it as well?
No, so the visitor they would just get they won't open an account. So when you create an account, we do a little bit of like money laundering checking and checking these people are not fraudsters and everything else. As a viewer, you literally to get a secure login, it will take your name, you'll create a password, and you will have to use your mobile phone just to verify. But what you can do when you're a viewer, you can then, if later you want to create an account, you're looking after someone else, you can actually then go in and you can have you'll be able to see, I haven't got one set up, you can see yourself the accounts where you're a viewer and the accounts where you're running.
Oh, thank you.